Okay, crypto nerds, today we're going to talk about SaucerSwap. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Brian, how is it that for your age you look so good? And that's a valid question, but try to stay focused. We're going to talk about SaucerSwap, big dumb animal, don't do what I do. That's my disclaimer, informational purposes only. Why? Well, if you take a look at SaucerSwap here, this was a very interesting post. It said new weekly volume record. They processed over $132 million in trading volume in 1 week alone. And the weekly candle hasn't even closed yet. For perspective, they've executed more than 400,000 trades. It's on the Hedera network. We'll talk about that in a second. Averaging nearly 1 per second. That's incredible. And you might think, oh, they just made up this graph. Where'd this graph come from? I'll show you where. But they're on Hedera. So if you follow my channel, Hedera is one of my favorite layer ones, although I have many. I think many layer ones are going to do very well, and I think they all have very different use cases. So in some respects, I don't see a lot of some of these layer ones as really being competitive to one another because they're sort of going after different markets. But regardless, if you look at the various layer ones, or even some layer twos like Base, and you purchase some of those, and then you're in different areas, like I happen to like AI and DeFi, real world asset tokenization, that sort of thing. Now I'm branching out and saying, okay, well, if some of these projects are starting to do well, these layer ones like Hedera, what's built on Hedera? If I might possibly 10x something like Hedera, well, maybe I could even do better if it's something that's built on that network with a smaller market cap. Okay, so let's talk about Hedera just for a moment. You can see here it took off. This is a daily chart. And just recently it was around 4 cents. Look at this video I put out not too long ago. I said, it's at 4 cents, you should buy some. But I already had a huge bag of it. So I was able to dollar cost average down a little bit, but I'm not as low as 4 cents. So if you got it at 4 cents, congratulations. Because recently it was at 16, it's at 14 right now. This is Monday. I think you might see this Tuesday or Wednesday. This is Monday evening. But regardless, 4 to 16 cents, that's a 4x, just like that. Now let's go back and just look at this summer. It hit around 18 cents. That was kind of some bogus news. But the last time it ran up in 21, it hit around 50, 55 cents. Let's say 50 cents. So from here, that's still a 3 to 4x, a 3x. Okay, so Hedera is on the move. I believe it's going to do very well. Let's look at some of the things built on it. And I should say here, Hedera being a layer one, I think it's in the top 20. This is layer ones by market cap on CoinGecko. Of course, I always say it's the market cap. It's circulating coins times current price. And as you scroll down here, it's only at 5.3 billion, 7 billion fully diluted. To me, that's nothing. ICP, 5 billion, nothing. You go up here, you got Toncoin, Tron, Avalanche, 15, 17 billion. There's a 4x right there. So it's on an up and coming layer one. If the layer one's taking off and their projects are taking off, great. Why SaucerSwap? Well, the numbers that they just put out were phenomenal, in my opinion. I think they're greatly undervalued. DeFi Llama, looking at Hedera, total value locked $100 million. Now, I've said this before, I didn't get in Hedera because I thought it would be a great DeFi project. I think it's got vast other usages, but if we scroll, so we're just looking at 2024, because you can see here before there it was much lower in terms of total value locked. This summer it hit around 155 million. Recently it was just around beginning of November, 40 million, and now 101 million locked. Okay, so it's more than 2x. You can see here it went down significantly since the summer, and it still has a ways to go just to get back to where it was this summer. Great. So now we know it's got a decent amount locked and the trajectory is up, but so are others because of the time frame we're in. Number one DEX, decentralized exchange, is SaucerSwap at $81 million. Much larger than some of these other DEXs, but that's okay. These are good as well. I like them. But SaucerSwap is by far the leader. The volume, the trading's going through the roof. Let's look at what's on their TVL. 80 million. So of the 100 million, they're 80 million of it. And let's just look at 2024. And you can see up nicely around 150 million locked just on SaucerSwap this summer. Then it dropped, and in November it was around 34 million, and now it's 81 million. That's almost at 3 times the amount. Great. So the transactions are going through the roof. TVL is going up. Now let's take a look at the site itself. If you're not familiar, now by the way, me being an old man, I see that there's aliens, and that's cute, and it's called SaucerSwap, and there's probably a saucer somewhere. Okay, at some point in time, I would think that they might want to sort of change it, because once you get a bunch of old people coming online, which we want, who have decent amounts of cash, if they're coming on here to swap $500,000 or something, I'm not sure they're going to feel all that good about the security of something when they're just seeing some kind of cartoon graphic. I feel good when I use Aave. That's just because I'm old, and those sort of things make me feel better. I understand this is going after a particular target market at the moment, but as crypto becomes more and more widely known, accepted, used, purchased, etc., I think they might want to change that. That's just my thought. Anyway, here are their stats on total value locked, etc. What can you do? Well, of course you can swap. That's one for another. But let's look at liquidity. So total value locked, $80 million. We go back and we look at it on DeFi Llama. Yep, the numbers are matching or very close. Here it is 1 month. If you look at it for the last year, why am I doing that? Because in their tweet, I just like to double check things. In their tweet, they show this, and if you look up here, you can see 1Y. When I came to their site, I said, oh, that graph looks familiar. So let's do 1Y, and there you go. This huge spike was the previous week, and that's what was in their tweet. Now we're on to a new week, which just started. It looks like it's off to a great start. Anyway, there's the 80 million locked. Where is it? Well, if we look down here, we've got 80 million in these various liquidity pools. Then, so if you're not familiar, you can provide liquidity, but you have to provide both types of the crypto. So whether it be, let's look at two that are different, like USDC and Hedera, or Sauce. Well, that's XSauce. That's what you get when you stake it. USDC and Hedera. Oh, Hedera and XSauce, stuff like that. Okay. You can also just stake it. You come down here and it looks like they've got total value locked staking 20 million. So 20 million of it is the staked sauce itself. Okay, and that's the staking. And you can also bridge, but I believe they send you somewhere else. So now you can see that this is the largest DEX on there. So here's where it gets interesting. Let's take and evaluate the total value locked. So we're looking at two different things. The total value lock has gone up and the transaction volume has gone up. Two very different things. However, if we look at total value locked, let's look at around November 6th. Let's pick that. Seems to be around the bottom. 36 million locked, and now it's at 81 million locked. Okay, so that rise might make you think that a lot more of various coins like Hedera and Sauce and PAC and all those are being locked onto SaucerSwap. Well, remember, this is showing you the value. It's not showing you the number of tokens. If this showed you the number of tokens, that would be different. So this is saying the value of the tokens. What am I getting at? Well, November 6th, the price of Hedera was around 5 cents. Okay, let's look at what's locked on SaucerSwap. We come down here and it's ranked by the total amount. So this first one is HBAR and HBAR-X, 18 million. HBAR and Sauce, HBAR-X and HBAR and USDC. Here's more HBAR. Okay, and these are the biggest chunks right here. That tells us that the majority of the coins, let's just say, are Hedera, HBAR. And HBAR went from 5 cents and now it's at 13 cents. So 13 divided by 5, I already did the math, it's 2.6. The value went up by 2.6. If we go back to SaucerSwap and we take 36 million on November 6th, and we multiply it by 2.6, we're going to come up with $93 million. So what does that tell us? Well, of course, this is back of the napkin math. It isn't all HBAR that's locked up. It could be others, and they may not have gone up as much. There are others locked on here. So it looks like it's possible that the majority of the rise in TVL is just because the value of the coins that are here went up. And that's what made the value go up. That may not be the case. There may be more coins coming on because some other coins may have not gone up as much. So there could be more coming on, but there's a big difference between, if we do the math just with Hedera, it's around 90 million. So that being said, that's not a bad thing, but the number of new tokens being put on may not be that high yet, because it seems to have gone up percentage-wise by the same amount that the value of this token, Hedera, went up. However, that being said, the real reason I got excited again about Sauce was because of the fact that their transaction volume went through the roof. When we go to their site, you just go to their homepage. You go to liquidity, shows you total value locked at the moment of 80 million. Then it shows the volume. And if we look at all time, it's going to show you that spike that they had in their tweet of 132,000. And this week just got started and it looks like it's already at 36,000. And it's just Monday when I'm recording this, Monday evening. So there you have it. Just a quick back of the napkin. Just because the total volume went through the roof doesn't mean it's because a ton of new tokens came on board. It may just be the ones that are there increased in value. Not terrible, but something to note. Now, where does it sit? Pull it up on CoinGecko. It's number 800. This is tiny, tiny. Market cap, 50 million. Fully diluted, 69 million, because circulating supply is 72%, about 73% of the total amount. 1 billion, there's 720 million out. I did the max graph here just so you could see. It was just this summer when it was at 22 cents. It dropped down around 2 and now it's up to 6 cents. So just to get to this summer, that's going to be a 3 to 4x. Great. I think that's entirely possible. Let's look at the chart on TradingView, and here it is on a daily. And if we look at it recently, it was around 2-3 cents. Now it had spiked up to 8. It's down around 7 cents. To me, I think this is a great buy. Now, proportion-wise, I would say off the top of my head, if I had $25,000 in a particular crypto that I like, this would be 10% or less. I believe at the moment I only bought $2,000 worth. So for me, this is something really small. It could be a long shot. All crypto could go to zero. You always got to think that way. So this is a much longer shot. It's number 800 in total coins. Although in my opinion, it's on a great layer 1, which I'm hoping will do well. And I'm hoping that will flow to everything that's on there. And when it comes to these projects, of course, they're all DeFi related listed here. There's many, many, many other projects on Hedera. But you can get SaucerSwap because it's SAUCE. Where do I purchase it? I get it I like Hashpack. You can download it. You can get an extension for it. It's really easy to use. I can use it. There you go. Enough said. Old guy got it on his phone and figured out how to buy stuff and use D apps. You can do it. So there you have it. I wanted to point out that if you're looking for sort of some of these outliers, I'm not a meme coin person. I look for things that I believe provide true value. And in the DeFi space, I think that's definitely a space within crypto that is providing value. People are using it. There's no question that money is flowing through there and fees or revenue is being generated. So I think DeFi in general will do very well. Thanks for watching. This is just one that I really like and I happen to buy it, so I thought I'd point it out. At least you can see how I look at things. If you have any thoughts on it, let me know. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. As I always say, hope we can make generational wealth together in crypto. And recently I added in this bull run. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.